They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it.
Welcome back to She Could Talk the podcast. I'm your host, Gangalee. Hey, and that's Gangalee on all streaming platforms. If you want to check out the music, see if I could rap, just look for the locks, the red glasses, and that's me, okay? Or you can just come over here to YouTube to She Could Talk the podcast, because over here I react to everything. I review music, I react to music, I react to sports, crime, politics, music, TikTokers, YouTubers. If they're talking about it, we're talking about it, okay? All right. But you also know I do a weekly to bi-weekly installation where I share commentary on IAG Farms and things in certain nuances that may be, having my spidey senses tingling that week. So what I will say is that lately I've been seeing some things where, it looks like they're trying to make it more family oriented, right? And that's good. So I want to give them a shout out there, right? And start out there. But then on the flip side of it, I am noticing where there's smoke, there's fire. And that's why I wanted to do this episode. And that's why I titled it, Where There's Smoke, There's Fire. And the reason why I said that is there's been multiple fires on the IAG Farms. And I'm not trying to harp on the fires, because fires are not just necessarily in the physical form. They're metaphorical too, right? And that's saying, it could be a double entendre, right? Where there's smoke, there's fire. That's a saying you hear all the time. Not necessarily meaning there's a 4-alarm fire happening, right? But that just basically means if there's something there, or if you're noticing something here, it could possibly be leading up to something bigger, right? And the reason why I say that is, first and foremost, we're going to start with a real fire. My algorithm's been jumping, and I noticed that a lot of the older IAG Farms videos have been popping up for me. I swear to you guys, I promise you, I'm not looking it up. It just pops up. And it just be like on autoplay, I guess, so it just play. And this popped up. And I forgot about this. Until it popped up for me a couple of days ago. The tractor that they had, the original one that was donated. Do you remember a couple of my reactions back where I was showing concerns for Megan, and I was saying how I felt like things shifted with her, and she may not be as happy, as joyous as she was previous. And on that episode, I highlighted a couple of pictures of her prior to coming down to the farm full time. In particular, a family portrait of her, Tim, and the boys were super young. I don't even think Noah was born at this time. And they had that beautiful farm traditional tractor behind them in the picture. You can go back a couple of episodes on mine and see it, or you can just Google it. It's out there for fair consumption. So that is the tractor I believe that we're going to start out this video with, because where there's smoke, there's always fire. And in this particular video, we're going to highlight a couple of other smoke-inspired situations and see if there's any fire behind it. Am I reacting? Am I overreacting? Or am I just reacting? All right, so we're going to start here. And this is a couple of years ago. I want to say like 2021. And this is where I don't believe they were fully living down at the farm, but they were camping out. They had a fifth wheel. They had farm equipment down there, and they were cultivating the land.
Y'all, this is very, very scary, but I think we just got it to a point where it's gonna be okay.
And she was referring to the actual fire. So let me go back a bit, because she's going to tell you, she's going to describe it for you. Oh yeah, the 21st.
Contained to the tractor, and the fire department is on the way. So, y'all, this is very, very scary.
So she's talking about the tractor trailer.
Got it to a point where it's gonna be okay.
She said it was a fire, and it was contained to the tractor trailer, or the tractor, I should say. I keep on saying tractor trailer, tractor. And look, the supporting cast. So they've been on IAG Farms before, of course, that firefighting company in the town. And they came out originally, or the first time maybe, to put out the tractor fire that happened before they officially moved down there. But there was an interesting series of events that took place after this fire. And that's why I was like, I had my spidey senses tingling. And I wonder if this was the beginning of the mastermind plan. I think the plan was already into play because they were already at the farm. But as far as like, look at that tractor. Look at that, guys. That was a ferocious fire, self-contained to the tractor only. Thank God no one was hurt, right? But look at that. How did that happen? How did that happen? I know things catch on fire and everything, but then he sold it. Even though it caught on fire, he was able to sell it. And then he started shopping for a new tractor. And that's fine. You're supposed to do that. You're a farmer, right? You need it for things around the land. And this is no shade, no hate. I just was like, wow, I didn't know the other one. Or maybe I shouldn't say I didn't know. I forgot the other one burnt up in a fire. And then that was an incentive, or kind of like the battery in his back to definitely get a new and improved tractor, modern, non-donated tractor. And if you guys remember watching this during this time frame when they were shopping and doing all this, but before we do that, I gotta pause. Look at my little guy. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I want to go back to my guy. And y'all should know who my guy is. It was just interesting to see all of this because to me, I felt like that was very ferocious, and I forgot about that, because it's like an emotional roller coaster. Let me see here. Boom. Look at my guy, Noah. And what I wanted to point out about this time frame here in particular was you could tell when the mom, Megan, was heavily influenced or heavily influencing the family. They looked decent. They were dressed nice. Look at the kids. The kids have on Gap clothes, Gap hats. That's Noah. He's so cute. Always been cute. And always very observant of his dad and his parents, as kids are. But look at him. Just observant. Look how cute they were dressed. And this is when he was shopping. And what I wanted to highlight about this was the convenience of the fire, the sale, and then shopping for a new one that now just sits in the yard. Now I know this is not the tractor. This is the zero-turn industrial strength lawnmower. But I forgot about that whole series, which is like an emotional roller coaster of the fire of the original tractor. Then it went to shopping for it, well, selling it and saying your farewells and the last time I'll ride my tractor. And the emotional roller coaster went from that to shopping for a new one to now it sits there out in the elements and Titus is about to drive it. And then he got this, which is now his pride and joy. I think he likes this more than his kids. And he's sitting on it like it's a throne, and the kids are all around him, and they're just like adoring him. What's the use? Like, are you starting a lawn company? Are you going to be cutting the neighbor's grass? How many acres do you really have? Like, what's the use? What's the use? So we just seen a whole emotional roller coaster. I just gave a quick montage of the last endeavor, which was the tractor. Now we're here upon us, the zero turn. But where there's smoke, there's fire. So I want to go on to the next thing, but look at him. Look how he's just sitting there like a king on his throne, and they just love it. The townspeople. He's the king and they're the townspeople, and they just celebrate him. And then look, that's what he gets to do. But this one, because where there's smoke, there's fire. I wanted to come back to this one a bit because I don't think I reacted to this one, but it's not the whole video I'm reacting to. It's just this part. And the reason why I say that it is this. This was some interesting conversation between him and the boys. And it further lended to me anyway, or let me know that the boys are not as slow or as lacking common sense as some would like to insinuate, or as we believe that they need more school. I do agree. They do need more school. They do need more homeschooling, more education, more socialization, maybe even a sport or two. I agree there. But common sense, I think they might have a little bit more than their parents in some cases. Case in point.
We're some working men ready to do some work today. All right, boy. What do we have going on today? Somebody walk up to the camera. Let's talk to them about what we got going on.
Wait, before I get to my case in point, how can I forget? Look how he ran in front. Tim Jr. ran in front of Titus to speak. And when I saw this happen, I chuckled, right? Because, kids are kids. They want to be their dad's favorite. That's the vibe I'm getting. But for Tim Jr., do you remember, and I'm going back, guys, and I'm not trying to nitpick or dig or etc., but I've been watching them for years. I know some people don't think I have because in the last year or so, I unsubscribe, but it doesn't even matter. They still pop up, reaction channels, I watch them. And yeah, I do go back and watch nowadays, like the latest videos and just see, how that family's looking. Because I am concerned, I care. But do you remember, there's been several episodes when the kids were younger that Tim Jr. was punished and he wasn't allowed to film. Do you guys remember that? An episode that sticks out to me just off the top that I could think of was when they got that fallout shelter or the storm shelter. Do y'all remember that? Yeah, when they got that storm shelter and they was going to go into it for the first time and see how the family fits and basically do like a review of it for us at home, right? And it was like 102 degrees. Everybody was sweaty. They looked like it was 102 degrees. They all looked like it. And they went down into the storm shelter. And I noticed, I was like, there's only 2 boys. Is one missing? But there was several other videos like that where you're like, where's the oldest kid? There's always that oldest one missing. And he'd always have an excuse like, oh, Tim Jr. was cutting up. Tim Jr. was misbehaving, so he's on punishment. We had to, Tim Jr. got in trouble, so he can't film today. It was a lot of punishment, and I noticed that only Tim Jr. went through it. Keep me honest, guys. Do y'all remember? And like I said, I've been watching it for a minute, but I also kind of like don't remember. Like I'm not like zoned in to remember everything verbatim that goes on per episode. But has there been episodes where the other boys were in trouble and not filmed? Or has it just been Tim Jr. like what I remember? But now Tim Jr. seems to be in good graces with his dad. And I think it's because maybe he's been training him to drive the side-by-side, to be the supervisor and manager at the farm of the other boys while they're working. And it seems like he's entrusting Tim with a little bit more responsibility. So he might be slowly leading up to being his favorite for the moment. And you could see he's enjoying it and he's loving it compared to his brothers. So check it out.
We're doing a feed run today.
But do y'all remember that?
So today we're getting all these bars and stuff.
Now look at Titus. Noah's like, I'll step off camera. I'm good with that. But look at him. He's so excited to make sure he's getting it right because he's trying to, just impress his dad and make his dad happy.
Grandma said that we can throw it in her junk pile.
Look at Titus' face. He's like, I'm so tired of this.
So we bagging up. Dad almost bagged up into the cliff.
Look at the captions on the screen.
They were scared because I was bagging up, Old Faithful doesn't have a 4-wheel drive. He's on a 2-wheel drive. And then I don't know if y'all can see or not, but y'all know that the ranch property down here is kind of a little bit hilly. And I bagged off into this little ditch here.
The captions are saying bagged, B-A-G-G-E-D. But I think he means B-A-C-K-E-D, backed up. I backed up. I backed up. Backed. It's interesting that his wife is like an English teacher, or was she an English major? And the whole house is in shambles with the English language.
My mom has her burn pallet, and we called my mom yesterday and we asked her could we throw some of this old building material. And there's no nails or anything. It's just cut off pieces from the barn siding and brooder.
Look at that face. He's always down there harassing that old shed next to his mom's house. He's always down there for some type of content creation. But he also be looking around like he know he ain't supposed to be down there. Or somebody told him like chill out from being down there. But he just always looking around like to see who's passing. Like he know he shouldn't be there. That's just my opinion, guys. My observations.
Projects and things like that. And I was trying to figure out what to do with it. And I remembered that grandma got this hole down here that she filling up with material to burn. And it's gonna be a nice burn pile.
I know
For real.
about the rest of the fire torch though.
Oh, nah, it'll be fine. She'll
Did you hear what he said? And that's what the point I wanted to just highlight. It sounds like Titus to me, and it sounds like Titus has sense. It sounds like Titus has common sense. And also to piggyback on Titus's common sense, look at his dad's face when he says, we're going to go back a little bit just to, he says, and grandma, we're going to have a nice burn pile.
do with it. And I remembered that grandma got this hole down here that she filling up with material to burn. And it's gonna be a nice burn pile.
I know about the rest of the fire torch though.
Oh yeah, nah, it'll be fine. She'll burn on a good.
Look how he's looking around like he's literally looking around like I didn't think about that. But I want you to hear this last line because this is his way of saying like I'm smarter than you, Titus. I know better. But Titus said, I don't know about the rest of the forest. He said, yeah, grandma's gonna have a good burn pile, but I don't know about the rest of the forest. And he said, oh, and he looked around and he was like, oh no, we'll come down here. But I'm gonna let him tell you one more time.
Wet outside.
Let's go back.
Torch though.
Oh yeah, nah, it'll be fine. She'll burn on a good on a good rain day, where it's wet outside and everything's green. We'll come down and help her burn it with the tractor, so we can push everything up. But anyway, we're down here at the ranch.
I remember a rainy day, because he said we'll come out here on a rainy day and burn it when everything's wet, and we'll use the tractor, the same infamous tractor that we saw in the beginning that I think she asked him to bring the tractor down there to help him move some stuff, and he didn't just recently. But it's definitely collecting element until Titus drives it, I guess. But he said he's going to bring the tractor down there and push it into a pile when it rains, right? I remember a rain.
I don't think grandma's here. I think she's at a doctor's appointment. And but we're bagged in. I got these vocation homeschoolers with me, and these working men for real.
I remember a rain. I remember a rainy day. I remember a rainy day. And I'm not trying to insinuate anything. This is just my opinion. I think it's very coincidental and ironic that where he threw that garbage at and stated that was grandma's burn pile. Now I know you guys are going to correct me, and I'm open to correction. So I know you're going to say that it was across the street and it was a down power line that caused this fire, and it wasn't over there on that side behind him that looks super smoky. It had nothing to do with over there because it was across the street. I know you're going to say that. And I'm with you. I'm not insinuating that he did anything at all, but it was just ironic, right? And I don't know if we're seeing all these videos in chronological order as they're being filmed, or are they out of sequence order? I don't know. But isn't that coincidental? Let me go back, because I thought that was very coincidental. Let's go back a bit.
So we can push everything up. But it'll be fine. She'll burn on a nice burn pile.
I know
for real.
about the rest of the fire torch though.
Oh yeah, nah, it'll be fine. She'll burn on a good on a good rain day, where it's wet outside and everything. We'll come down and help her burn it with the tractor. So we can push everything up. But anyway, we're down here at the ranch. I don't think grandma's here. I think she's at a doctor's appointment.
I had to hit that twice because he said that.
I got these
because he said it.
With me, and these working men for real.
And I remember this rainy day, and he was like, oh, the storm is coming, etc. But I'm not saying that they initiated any fires, because it was clearly across the street. Nothing to do with them. But it did also remind me of another thing, because my spidey senses be tingling. It's a double entendre with that one with the boys in it, because he was driving down there when grandma was at the doctor's appointment, allegedly dumping stuff in her dump pile. So he is a notorious garbage dumper. We gotta go back. Remember a couple of episodes with the garbage culprits, the guys that he hired who dumped the garbage on the side of the road. Now he's dumping garbage at grandma's house and says it's going to be a nice burn pile on a rainy day. But I digress, because where there's smoke, there may be a little bit of fire, but not much. But not every fire is going to be physical, right? Not every fire is physical. I'd say that. Not every fire is physical. It's a metaphorical thing too. Like when there's smoke, there's fire, meaning that if there's something, it could possibly be something else, right? That's it. But I'm not harping on this. I'm not going back. I just thought that was kind of interesting, right? I'm not insinuating anything. I'm not trying to insinuate anything. I just thought that was very coincidental. But when there's smoke, there's fire. So this is a more recent video, and they were actually smoking sausages. They got some more guys. And, you know, shout out to Real G Media. Shout out to you, Real G. I agree with you. You said you think that he's selling it. And the way that Megan was in there bagging it up. And I'm using the word bagging correctly, guys. Bagging it up like she was working at the Carter. And if you know what the Carter is, then you know what you know. If you know, you know. But yeah, so the way she was bagging it up, weighing it out, like each piece has to be a pound or whatever, that is kind of almost like you're selling it, you know, like you're preparing it for sale, which is in a way not good, I guess. But in another way, I guess, I don't know, it's understandable. Like maybe some low-income families out there that can't really afford, but I don't know, you know. And if that's the instance, shouldn't you be giving it away as charity? But I think there might be a sale or two in there. But this was the day that they were smoking some new sausage, and you see they got their pig fence up and they're eating s'mores at their newly sided barn. And you know, they're out there and they're enjoying the s'mores. But do you notice anything about Tim right here? Do you notice anything about him? Anything about him? I got my mouse on it. Do y'all see it? Y'all see it? So it's been a topic of talk where a lot of people are saying like he doesn't even wear the ring. She wears her ring. Then I've seen another ring pop up mysteriously, but he never has a ring on. And I get it. You could be working with your hands, holding the camera, filming. You may not need to wear a ring, but she's wearing a ring on her index finger, as well as her traditional wedding ring on her wedding finger, as she should, right? And I was like, maybe that's like a mood ring or arthritis ring, because sometimes they have like rings for pain, like certain metals. I thought it was maybe something like that, right? Because, you know, I care about making, like, regardless of what y'all think. And let me back up a bit. Let me pause before I go here. Well, no. We're going to finish this up. And then I'll go there. But I noticed that. And then I said to myself, because I seen that on several other videos, this ring on her finger. But it wasn't until this video here that I really got a good look at it. And I realized I've seen it before. That's his. Allegedly. So that means you super married to yourself. Like you're really married to yourself. Because it's one thing, but then a lot of people may have been questioning him, maybe saying like why he's not wearing the ring. He's been seeing it or hearing it. And then on the podcast, he pops up with his ring. And this is the only time you'll see it. As of recently, he'll wear it up here. and make sure it's in the camera. But for the most part, the last couple of episodes, I've seen it on her hand.
In here, what, probably about...
I've seen it on her hand. And the thing about that for me is this, and I'll go into my commentary what I was going to say about Megan. So you guys know my story. You know that I watched this when they rolled that trail up the hill. I tell you this several times. And then, you know, watching the renovations made me stay. Watching the treatment of Megan made me stay. But not necessarily at first. I would say necessarily at first, the trailer. And I was like, what they going to do with this piece of shit? Excuse my language. And I was intrigued to see that they actually did. You know, it was good, you know, to see where it came from to where they are today. Yeah, they did a good job. But her enthusiasm is what kept me in tune, or kept me like tuned in. Like and it made me even go back and say, let me look a couple other videos prior to the trailer being rolled up the hill, because I want to see, is she delusional? What's going on? But she had such a joy in her eye, right? Not the best dressed woman, that's okay. You know, not the fanciest, but it is discerning to see that she was fancy. I've seen pictures of her where she did a whole photo shoot, like a professional photo shoot, and she looked nice. And wore nice outfits, hair done, makeup. I seen it. But in addition to that, she used to wear this ponytail on the top of her head. Like all her hair was just pulled up and brushed up into this tight ponytail on the top of her head. And I got a ponytail on the top of my head right now, so it's all good. But and I used to be like, what am I looking at? But the positive attitude, you know, the hopefulness in her eye, the joy in her smile, her eyes. I think she has beautiful eyes, honestly. She has like an almond shape, almost as if she can potentially have some type of Asian somewhere down the line in her family, right? Megan's not an ugly girl, you know? In better days, for sure, she's not an ugly girl at all. And I used to appreciate the joy in her eyes and appreciate her smile. And I'd be like, whoa, she keeps me coming back. You know what I'm saying? Because her positive outlook on everything, and the way that she sees the potential in everything, you know, and the way that she cheered her husband on, even though sometimes I was like, girl, if you don't run, but she had that hope. And really and truly what kept me watching was the hope in her eye. And I was like, wow, she loves her family. She loves her boys. You could tell she even, like when she came home from work, she didn't even never come home upset about work, right? So maybe she had a good time at work too. But she always looked excited when she pulled up into that van at the bottom. Do you remember before they put the gravel in the driveway, it was kind of muddy and she didn't want to drive up the van up to the house to get stuck. So she would park at the bottom and walk up. She'd have her dress slacks on, mud at the bottom, her flats, and she's just excited, joy on her face to see the improvements, to see the changes, what renovations were done. She's hugging her boys. She was just a light. She was a light. So I would say, yes, the renovations brought me there. Watching her enthusiasm and her joy and excitement for things to come kept me there. The boys, you know, and then the abuse, alleged, or my observation or my perception of the negative treatment further kept me there. Because I said, this girl doesn't deserve that. She's never said a word back. She's never said a word in disagreement. She's never said a word to make you look bad. But it was always on the other side. But tell me guys now, in this most recent video, do y'all see the joy?
A good week now. Usually you put pigs in a week there. Really in one day, they've destroyed all the grass.
I've never seen.
Yeah, so you can see they're tilling in certain places like that right there, and that's what we want. But it's also good to see them, you know, still have grass in here to be able to forage on and everything, because that just makes them happy and makes them healthy. And so it's really like that rotational grazing right now.
Do y'all think that stink?
And this was our original plan for our pigs. We used to, if y'all are older.
Look at her. Look at her.
You remember that we used to have pigs on pasture.
Look at her. Yo, if she's not checked out, she's checking out. I don't care what no one's saying. Like, if you care about people, if you have empathy in your soul and your body, there's no way that y'all could watch this, hit the like and subscribe, and not have empathy. I don't know.
We rotate them like every week or so, every 2 weeks or so. We had them in electric fence, and we moved them all around this farm, and they really helped us clear land. Because this section right here, where we're standing at, was just like briars and just trees and all that type of stuff. And they
I don't know. I gotta watch it again because this is the most smile that she's put on in this scene. Did he kick her and tell her bitch smile?
Because this section right here, where we're standing at, was just like briars and just trees and all that type of stuff. And they came in and cleared it originally.
Now
And
she's
after they cleared it,
smiling a little bit, I guess.
chainsaws and everything, cut everything else down. But that's a good land clearing tactic. It's putting pigs in there, like I said, because they kind of get it to where you can get in there after them and clear after them. So yeah, but they're doing good. I just want
You couldn't have just planted. You couldn't have put a couple of high raised beds of veggies in there. Ain't near veg. I ain't see a vegetable yet. But the pigs are more important than that. Like, everything gotta smell like doo doo. Like, you can't tell me these animals are not like, oh my goodness, using the bathroom everywhere, and there's no, like, I don't know, stench, smell.
Them prepping our garden. And so this pen here will become our garden. And let me just back up. Let's see a little bit better. So this pen here will become our garden, and I'm excited about it because I was telling Megan that I wasn't even thinking, but these cattle panels, like this can be a trellis going down this line. Right. You can plant like your tomatoes and
Look at that face.
cucumbers and all that.
Look at that face.
Type of stuff.
Vines that run, your beans.
At this point, she's just saying whatever is gonna agree with him. This is my opinion, allegedly, guys. Allegedly, she's just saying things to agree with him, but she's checking out. Because when you're involved, you want to give your opinions, and especially when your opinions are heard and factored into the overall grand scheme of the plan. Right? That you feel needed, you feel a part, and you feel like you're just as important as your counterpart. But when you constantly get torn down, constantly like whatever you say, I'm gonna go against it. Whatever decision we initially agree on, you backpedal on me. Like things like that. After a while, you start feeling like, you know what? What am I doing? I'm wasting my time even trying to say anything. Now, real people like myself would be like, yo, I'm out. You got this. I don't give a fuck. I'm walking. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? You have to find me down the road hitchhiking or something. I'm out. That's just me, though. Everyone's different. Because I couldn't be losing myself in the process. Like, my partner should help me enhance myself, not lose myself. You know what I'm saying? And look at the eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul, guys. The eyes are the windows to our soul. And it tells you how a person is, where they're at, what mental headspace they're in, potentially. It can also tell you when someone's checking out. Allegedly. But that's my opinion. I just wanted to highlight these 3 different areas because I was saying to myself, where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire. The purchasing habits, the incentives, or the reasoning behind purchases, who knows? The footage over there with the garbage piles, like professional, habitual, notorious garbage dumper, garbage burner, and then the last smoke, that ring, right? She's wearing his ring. So I saw something that was talking about like the psychological meanings behind when someone does that. So they said psychologically, there's 2 of many, but there's 2 significant reasons why a person would wear their spouse's ring on their own hand. And that one, the first main one being like that person was passed on or deceased. Like if a person's deceased, you feel at one with them, you feel close with them. So you're going to wear their ring as like a show of solidarity, a show of loyalty. Like we're in this together still, because that's how I'm carrying on your memory. The next one is kind of in a similar vein of we're in this together, but it's like, hey, the other party checked out, so I'm going to take on double the load. I'm going to be the husband and the wife. I'm still going to be loyal. I'm trying to hold this together, even if the other person's not. If I have to be loyal for both of us, I will. I'll wear both rings. And those are just some of the things that, you guys could look it up. Everything I'm saying to you is, it's not like, outside of my opinions, allegedly, the stuff that I'm saying to you is not that you can't Google it. It's out there. It's out there. But those will be two of the two significant reasons when you would wear your significant other's ring. And they're there with you. So we know it's not the first one, right? No, it's not the first one. And I think that people have been noticing that. So he's been keeping his image, he's trying to keep that image up on the motivational channel. Like, I'm a family man, I'm a pastor, I'm a farmer, I love my wife. And this is what I do. I wear my ring. So I could be wrong, guys. Y'all gonna say I'm reaching, but you know how I do. Let me know in the comments. Join me in the comments. And I'm gonna give you all a shout out. You know what I'm saying? So thank you all for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing it. I do appreciate y'all. So shout out to y'all. And you know how I do. I'm not gonna keep y'all much longer. I'm gonna be out. But before I go, I have to hit y'all with the motto: if you like anything I do, tell a friend. If you don't like anything I do, tell a friend, because it don't hurt either way. But from my lips to your ears, I want you to know that I love you. All right? But I need you to go ahead and love yourself. So before you can love me, and all you can do is hit the like, subscribe, comment, share, tell a friend, either way. Or if you want to hit me in the Cash App, you could do that as She Could Talk. You could show me that love. But I'm going to need you to love you first, right? So when you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, tell yourself you love you, say your affirmations, and then go out there and spread that love and be good to each other, all right? Until next time, it's your girl Gongali. This is She Could Talk, the podcast, and I'm out. Peace.
They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it.